the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Pretti is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident, okay? Right. Everyone, unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
So isn't that the Second Amendment right in the U.S., the right to bear arms? And not to mention, Mr. Pretti wasn't going around waving the gun around or threatening anybody with it. So I still don't understand why they had to shoot him 10 times. Now we're going to see a clip from Whoopi Goldberg, who's just as surprised as I am, and she doesn't even understand why there's a need for an investigation in such a clear-cut case of brutality. Let's hear what she has to say.
I don't know what you're investigating if you're not investigating the straight-up murder. The straight-up murder. This is the second one. The second murder of an American citizen who is doing what they are. You haven't gotten rid of the Bill of Rights yet. So people don't know that we're not supposed to go out and do this. So I don't understand what you're investigating. You see it. You're not blind. And if you don't see it, it's willful. Because you're not looking. You can't sit by this. Chrissy Noem, you can't justify this. What is his? I don't want to know. Mr. Bovino, you can't justify this. You can't justify either one.
No.
And we all see it. And we see you for what you are. You all have blood on your hands.
So there are actually some clips from some conservative content creators that they actually aim to explain it. So apparently, Mr. Pretti, he had his gun, and then when they had disarmed him and threw the gun on the floor, then it kind of fired off. And that is what startled the other officers. And then that's when they opened like their magazines into his body. So that is how they're trying to explain it. And I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Are you buying it? Are you not buying it? I know that the investigations are still ongoing. And I will be covering the clips and like the news coverage. I'm watching this very closely because I am I'm very interested to know actually what exactly happened there. How does it make sense to shoot someone 10 times while he's already on the floor? I want to see how they're going to justify this one. Now we're going to see a clip from the Vice President, J.D. Vance, essentially saying you know what, if you guys want to lower the temperature, stop resisting the ICE officials. And then I'm going to just throw in my 2 cents, but I'm going to let the clip play first.
Now, I'm headed from here to Minneapolis, where we're going to talk with some of our ICE agents, talk with local officials about how we can turn down the chaos. And my simple piece of advice to them is going to be, look, if you want to turn down the chaos in Minneapolis, stop fighting immigration enforcement and accept that we have to have a border in this country. It's not that hard.
Yeah, so apologies to pause it so early in. But I do agree with him that countries need borders, right? And even here in Canada, I think we have 2 million people that their visas have expired and they will not be getting renewed. And a lot of them, the government officials don't even know where they are, right? So people that are so against ICE, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What is the alternative to actually find all these people with the expired papers who are not leaving on their own free will? What is the alternative to get them to leave? Or are you just saying they can stay even though they don't have valid legal stay? Let's talk about it down in the comments below.
If you look all across our country, what's happened in Minneapolis is happening almost nowhere else in the United States of America. And that's because whether it's in Texas or Tennessee, it's in red states, it's in blue cities, even within our country, most people are cooperating with the simple principle that we ought to be able to enforce our immigration laws and get illegal criminals the hell out of the United States of America. It's really not that complicated. But in a few distinct cities, you see this craziness because the far left has decided that the United States of America shouldn't have a border anymore, and they are willing to fight and penalize and dox and even assault our law enforcement officers in order to fight for the basic principle that anybody ought to be able to come into the United States of America. Well, I'll tell you right now, the Trump administration, we reject that. We are going to get illegal criminals out of our country, and we're not going to let a few left-wing radicals stop us.
Yep. Honestly, like I do understand where he's coming from, and it does sound like it's promises made and promises being kept. Although the way they're going about it, I think it's a little bit aggressive. But it's just like he said, right? In like the really, really far left cities where they're like pro-immigration, they're really pushing back with the whistles and everything. It raises the temperature and just makes the environment very, very iffy, right? So that is where it starts to become more dangerous. So I just really hope that we can get some restraints here and kind of like do it the right way and let them. I really think that we need to let the immigration officers do their job. And this is how I think we're going to be able to avoid these issues. Like, this is just my own 2 cents. Curious to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.